Good morning out there. One of the learners in grade 12 has requested me to calculate the indirect labor on this question paper. That is in requirement number 3.2.1, whereby they have requested that you complete the factory overhead cost note for the year that ended 31st July 2022. 13 marks there. I'm sorry I cannot be able to highlight on this because it was just sent as an image. So this is the indirect labor that we should confirm. They say they have the indirect material there, and then number 2 is the indirect labor. The amount in brackets there is 360 plus 322 500, 360,000, then they add with 322,500, which gave them 682,500. So we're gonna just verify that now. So let's go to the information here. The information, let's start this side. It says that we need to complete the factory overhead cost note for the year ended 31st July 2022. So every time, the first thing that you need to do is to draw down your timeline. Some they call it the accounting period or the financial accounting period. So our timeline end on July. So if it's gonna end on July, as they say on the question paper, that means it has started on June. That will be June. No, that cannot be June. That has to be August. That means it has started on August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and it has to be 12 months. So I'm just going to confirm that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they say this is for the information that ended in July 2022. So that means over here we have 2022, and then this side we're gonna have 2021. So they say on the information there with regards to the indirect labor, they say that I'm on bullet number 2, where you can see the hand there. It says the indirect labor. There were 2 factory foremen at the start of the accounting period. So I'm just gonna write that down. So we have 2 factory foremen at the start of the business. So how do they get paid? They say the factory foremen have been paid a salary of 360 in the first half of the accounting period. So for the first period, they have been paid 360 in the first half of the accounting period. Let's just wait there. And then that means for the first period, they mean, I'm just going to highlight there with the yellow color. That will be August, September, October, November, December, and January. That will be half of the period. So for this half of the accounting period, I'm just going to separate it now. They have been paid how much? They have been paid 360 for this first half. They have been paid a total of 360,000. So we need to find out how much were they being paid per month. That means we're going to have to say the 360,000, divide it by the 6 months. That means per month, they was paid 360,000, and then I divide it by 6 months. So per month, it was 60,000. Per month, it was 60,000 per month. So that means in August, they were paid 60,000. In September, they were paid 60,000. In October, 60,000. November, 60,000. December, 60,000. And again, January, 60,000. But do not forget, there are 2 factory foremen. So if there are 2, we need to find out each factory foreman was paid how much per month. That means we need to say the 60,000 which was paid per month for the total of 2 factory foremen. We can divide it by the number of the employees, which is 2. So that means when we say the 60,000 divide it by 2, we get 30. So that means each factory foreman was paid 30,000 per month. Month, they would pay that person 30,000. But because of there are 2, that means the total will be 60,000 for that month. So let's continue to read. What will happen in the next period? How will they be paid in the next period? This was the first period, remember. Let's just put just underline that. This is the first 6 months, the first half. So now we are on the second half. So let's go and see what they say there. They tell us that due to a reduction in production level, the manager decided to reduce the monthly salaries of both factory foremen by 5% as from the 1st of May 2022. So from the 1st of May 2022, they decide that they need to reduce by 5%. That is from here, from the 1st of May. I'm gonna use the red color there to show that they are reducing. So let's start with the one whereby they are reducing. If they are reducing with the 5%, that means we were sitting at 100 and now we take out the 5%. That means we will now be sitting at 95%. So from May, it will be 95% of that 30,000. It will be 95% of the 30,000. Even June, it will be 95% of that 30,000 per month. And then it will also be 95% on July. So that means on February, it is still 100%. Nothing has changed. Even on March, it is still 100%. And even on April, it is still 100%. So how do we calculate for this second half? We are going to say that simply means for February, it will be 60,000. That will be for February. And then for March, it will also be 60,000 because of there was no reduction there. That means for April, that will also be 60,000. This is for April. Then we go to May. When we get to May, it has to be 1,000 per month multiply by the 95%. How much? That will be 60,000 multiplied by the 95%. That's 57,000. So that means in May, they're gonna earn 57,000, both of them. And then on June, they also gonna earn 57,000. And then even in July, they also gonna earn 57,000. That's in July. So continue. We read the information there. They say that on the 1st of July, 2022, 4 men resigned from work. 4 men earned the same monthly salary. So one of the 4 men decided to resign because of the manager has decided to reduce the monthly salary. So that means for July, this person cannot be paid. Why are we saying the person cannot be paid? Because of it, he has resigned on the 1st of July, not on the 31st. You need to be careful there. If the person resigns on the 1st of the month, the person cannot be paid. But if the person resigns at the end of the month, therefore the person need to be paid and need to be on the payroll. So we're just gonna cut out that person who has resigned on July. Remember that on July, there are still 2, these people. They need to be paid 57,000, but then one of them has resigned. What are we going to do now? We are going to say on the 57,000, divide it by the 2 to find out that person who has resigned, how much were we supposed to pay? That will be divided by 2. 28,500 needs to be excluded from the month of July. So that means for the month of July, the correct amount to be paid, it will have to be 28,500. It can no longer be 57,000. So what are we going to do now? We are going to say for the second half, which is from February to July, we have 60,000 plus 60,000 and plus 60,000, which is 3. So I'm just gonna say there on the calculator, 60,000 multiplied by 3 is 180,000. So that will be 60,000 multiplied by 3, giving me 180,000. Therefore, I'm gonna say I have 57 for May and 57 for June. That will be 57 multiplied by 2, giving me 114,000. So that will be 57 multiplied by 2, giving me 114,000. Therefore, we have for July, which is 28,500. So now we're going to add everything there. That will be 180 plus 114 and plus the 28,500. Sorry, the 28,500. That will give me 322,500. So that will be the total, which we took 180 plus 114 plus 28,500, giving us 322,500. So the total indirect labor that is to be recorded will have to be the 360 for the first month, for the first half, plus the 322,500 for the second half, giving us the total of how much? That will be 360,000 plus 322,500, giving us 682,500. 682,500. Thank you. This is the part which I was requested to only prepare, to only show the calculations, the breakdown of the indirect labor by one of the learners at Limpopo Province, Ulobedi South at Boge High School, grade 12. Keep on sending the questions and then I will break down the difficult part. Do not forget to subscribe. And if you have a question, a challenging question, please send the question on 071 4080 143. I'm gonna just increase the font there to 20. That is 071 4080 143. You can WhatsApp there and then you send the challenging question. Therefore, I will break down the difficult part. That is Tarello at the IIA accounting metrics. Thank you.